Our next entry is Bizzaro Fiction by Amina Harper. Amina lives and works in Minneapolis, where she was born in 1988. Harper began her career in 2010 and has been participating in the local art community in various ways since, developing an extensive exhibition history in the process. In 2015, she was the recipient of the Minnesota State Arts Board Cultural Community Partnership Grant to fund her first illustrated book of short and speculative horror fiction. Please welcome Amina Harper.
Okay, so I suck at reading out loud. Also, things have been really tame up until now, but we are about to take a really sharp 180, and I just want to issue a content warning right here and now, and only because I want to say it, because I don't want you to say that I didn't warn you. Whew. Yeah, you're laughing now. It's not going to be funny for a minute. You awake to find that your swollen eyes can barely open. You struggle to breathe. A stabbing pain ricochets through your shattered limbs. Your vision is slightly obscured by blood, but you can see shadows of a mob surrounding you. Their attention is focused on you alone. You try to speak, but your jaw is broken. You try to scream, but your throat is dry. You attempt to swallow, but ingest nothing but blood flowing from the torn nerves where teeth used to be. It's hot where you are. The sort of hot that creeps under your skin and scratches at the meat. The parts of your body that aren't broken can feel the heat encasing them. The mob that surrounds you begins to chant, and the sound is muffled like you are hearing it underwater. You can't make out everything they're saying, but one word echoes through your consciousness like a siren: nigger. You hear that word over and over again in varying iterations and accompanied by other words. A man with strong, pale hands fastens a rope around your neck, and a truck engine revs beneath your feet. A voice in your head as crisp as the night air asks you, "Do you want to live?" "Yes," you think to yourself. "Are you certain?" "Of course." "Just know," the voice continues, "if you are spared, there will be a sacrifice, an eternal price to pay for this exchange." "Anything. I'll pay the toll, whatever it may be." The truck bed beneath your feet revs to full capacity and jets forward. For an instant, your throat catches and constricts against the biting rope. You lose just one inhale of breath before you are released from its grasp. You land bottom first onto the ground and manage to slowly stand with your once broken legs repaired. The blood clouding your vision has disappeared. You look around to see a rather large faction of men clad in white hoods holding flaming torches. Though their faces are covered, it is obvious that they are just as surprised as you are. "Run!" the voice in your head shouts, and you dart off into the dark forest, but you don't have to look behind you to know that they are close by. You are running much faster than you usually do. It feels as though there is more than fear that pedals your legs forward. You are running so fast you have no need to catch your breath, and it is more than your endurance that is increased, but your speed. You're running so fast you haven't noticed how the teeth you were once missing have now been replaced by sharp canines that slice into your tongue and cheek as you move. "Those men are still behind you," says the voice. "I have to get home," you say out loud, your jawbone rehinged. "Yes," the voice replies. "They know where your home is, and you have to get there first." You are practically flying now. You can't even feel your feet touch the ground. By now, you can smell the scent of your mother's gumbo cooking on the stove and your father's tobacco pipe. He's smoking out on the porch now, waiting for you, because you should have been home hours ago, and he's certain of the worst. Your newly acute sense of smell leads you through the forest right to your home in record time. You've arrived first, but the men in white are not far behind you. Once you get inside, pack up and run. You cannot live here anymore. "Who are you?" you ask the voice. "Look up," it says. You crane your neck toward the black sky and come nearly face to face with the full moon. "Can you see me?" the voice asks. "I don't understand," you reply, your voice quivering. "You will in due time." You run up to your house to pass your confused father standing on the porch and burst through the front door. Your mother dashes from the kitchen and wraps her arms around you. Your family is looking at you as if they've never seen you before, and you barely take notice of this until a little girl peeks out from behind your mother's skirt. "Why are your eyes yellow?" she asks tactlessly, as children often do. You look down into her round face, and she grins nice and wide. "Yellow's a pretty color," she continues. "You should keep them like that." The white hoods are coming up on your lawn right now, or at least that's what it sounds like. Their shouting and chanting is ringing in your ears like it's mere inches away. You tell everyone to pack everything they can carry, head out back to the back door, and pile into the family truck. Tell your mother you're going to stay behind and hold them off, and she's having none of it. She's crying and cursing and begging you to get in the truck, but if you don't stay, your family won't get away in time. The decision is simple. You turn away from them as the truck pulls out. You can't bear to watch them drive away. You head back through the house and out the front door. There is now an entire army of the White Hoods marching toward your front door. You take a deep breath. The tears dripping down your face are so hot they almost burn. You close your eyes, bear down on your jaw. You clench your fist and wince at the sharp pain from thick, pointed fingernails that you accidentally plunge into your own palms. Blood pools beneath your nail beds. But soon the pain is gone and the wounds slide closed. One of the hooded men breaks from the crowd and steps forward. Unlike the others, his hood is red. You hear them call him the Dragon. The Dragon doesn't speak to you, but the look in his face says it all. He and his comrades are here to kill you and everyone who looks like you, because they can, because they know you can't stop them. You've had knots in your stomach all night, but those knots are becoming cannonballs, and you can hardly focus on what is in front of you. Your stomach hurts so much that you can barely stand, and the Dragon and his friends are laughing at your weakness as you double over in agony. He grabs you by the collar and attempts to drag you up back onto your feet, but as soon as he looks into your face, he freezes and backs up. You couldn't stand even if the force of 100 men pulled you up to your feet. Your joints are stiff and have buckled under the weight of your body, and when you try to brace yourself with your hands, you finally see the nails that are not nails but claws, and they are sharp and long like kitchen knives. Your arms begin to itch insufferably. You scratch at them frantically, your claws digging deep into your arms, slicing off thick, bloody layers of brown flesh like you're peeling a carrot. The skin repairs itself quickly, but in its place, thick black hairs sprout forth, and what was once an itch is now a prickling of a million tiny needles that travel along every inch of your body. "What's happening to me?" you ask, but the voice doesn't answer. Something inside of you is trying to rip its way out from underneath your skin, pulling you in every direction, shoving your organs out of its way, bypassing the kidneys, lungs, and liver, pushing your heart to the side, using your ribcage as a ladder and dragging itself up your throat, causing you to vomit blood as it reaches through your screams and shatters the bone in your nose to stretch it out in front of your vision. Your jaw dislocates and you tear at the flesh on your face to make room because there isn't enough room for these new appendages, for this nose and these ears that nurse the smell of wet iron and the sound of crushing bone. Your muscles are pulling and snapping apart as they twist backward and re-adhere to a newly curved spine and an expanding barrel's chest. Your flesh stretches and curls back to expose raw nerves and tendons that seize up as they are assaulted by the frigid air. Your legs are breaking back and forth, popping in and out of sockets, zigging and zagging and crunching from your knees to the tip of every toe. You repeatedly bang your head down on the damp wood of the porch floor because that pain is not enough to distract you from this pain. It's like your entire body is giving birth to itself again and again, forcing itself through tubes too small to accommodate. Meanwhile, the White Hoods are just as shocked as you are, but you know the change is complete when you finally begin to breathe again. Their bullets are made of lead, so for now they can't kill you, the voice finally returns. Where the hell did you go? And what do you mean for now? None of that is important now. It's time to fight. The men in white hoods cock their rifles. It's a miracle they haven't shot you yet. You only have until the sun rises to save yourself and get back to your family. After that, you revert back to your previous form and I will take leave of you. The voice says as the first shot is fired and grazes your shoulder. It stings for a moment, but the pain is gone when the next bullet whizzes toward you. The aim on this one is more precise, but your eyes can predetermine its trajectory. You don't feel yourself sidestep it. You just notice that you're suddenly a yard or so from where you were previously standing. The White Hoods respond by sending a volley of bullets in your direction. You know you won't be able to dodge them all, so you run back through the house and out the back door. You accelerate immediately, and by the time the White Hoods can blink, you have vanished into the brush, but they are not far behind you.
Two questions. One, you said you're not good at reading?
That was better than I thought.
The second is, we saw on your slide up here, we saw one of your paintings, right?
Yeah, that.
Yeah. If people are looking to get more information on your paintings or your writings, where can they find it?
Probably just my Instagram.
Instagram, which is?
Amina.Harper or Instagram, whatever.
Amina.Harper at Instagram, whatever. Thank you very much, Amina Harper.